Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for June 16th to the 22nd. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Gemini, if you are a late degree Gemini, happy birthday. You got a lot of abundance on your way. This is a great week, and it is a pivotal week. It's one of the most important weeks and one of the luckiest month of the year. Venus is in her domicile in Taurus, and that's absolutely bonkers. I absolutely love that for you. While that's happening, Jupiter officially moved into Cancer. Okay, that was June 9th. Hello. Did you see your monthly forecast? That's going to be big for you because remember, Jupiter was exalted in Cancer. So just for any sign, Jupiter does its best here. So the bigger picture is that everything that's happening this week is all fresh new energy. All right. And there's a lot of comfort with the two benefics that I just mentioned at home. Yeah. And I know I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week. So a lot of y'all may be watching this just right after that full moon in Sagittarius, one of the luckiest ones of the year. And it's like right in the middle of the year. It's a pivotal one. It's a very important full moon. And again, it was Jupiter ruled. So please just let that illuminate. That's your seventh house, partnerships, relationships. It feels more like a new beginning or a turning point. You know, full moons illuminate, but they also bring closure to some things. I feel like there's just something you're gaining out of this because it is maybe a lucky turning point or like bringing strokes of luck. Okay. Jupiter, by the way, rules Sagittarius. That's why. And the moon rules Cancer, where Jupiter is. So you have this fun mutual reception with this full moon in Sagittarius. I wish remember I went on my vacation with my family last week. So I skipped that week's reading. I didn't get to go deep, but I did a live stream recently where I do. Okay. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave it at the end of the video. But anyway, and by the way, that affects you a lot. You're a mutable sign, FYI, especially if you have anything 20 degrees, okay, in the mutable signs in your birth chart, if you know your birth chart, by the way. All right. Now, like I said, one of the most important weeks, and I'm going to tell you why, but one of the reasons why is because every aspect that's happening right now, okay, are between 0 to 2 degrees of fresh new beginning. So everything here, nobody has experienced, okay? With all these planets and new signs, right? And especially remember Saturn conjuncting Neptune too. They're a degree apart. And remember, they're sextile Uranus and Pluto for the next 2 years. And Uranus is moving in your sign in just 2 weeks? Yeah? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for the biggest change in your life? It's been 84 years since Uranus has been in your sign, Gemini. And remember, Uranus will be trining Pluto in Aquarius with Jupiter in Cancer on top of all of that. You are really moving into this fresh new energy. And it's really auspicious for you, all right? And I did a video on Saturn conjunct Neptune, sextile Uranus and Pluto, Uranus trine Pluto. I'll leave it at the end of this video as well if you didn't see it. But Tuesday, let's dig in. You've got Tuesday, June 17th. Happy birthday. Mars is moving into Virgo. This is such a different vibe from Mars in Leo, and it feels like a relief for you. Because Mars in Leo and you being an air sign, that can be really and Leo rules your third house and you are the native ruler of the third house. So you could have been having a lot of communication, a lot of thinking, a lot of maybe even overthinking. I know that's hard to say to a Gemini because Geminis are always in their heads, right? You're the social butterfly. I'm a Gemini rising if, you're new to my channel. But you've got Mars here for the next 2 months until August 6th. Now, this is very grounding energy. Mars in Virgo is very hardworking. It's motivated to improve. It's diligent. I like this. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, first, when you've got Mars in Virgo, remember Virgo has that perfectionist energy. So try not to be overly critical, self-critical. I've talked about this with the South Node in Virgo right now. And when you throw in all this Neptunian energy, just try not to, okay? Mars isn't seeking perfection, all right? Nobody's perfect. We're all human, all right? And I think I told this to you in your monthly forecast. Of course, this is going to, all the mutable signs are really feeling the impact of the aspects and transits and lunations, right? So that would include you, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces right now. So Mars and Virgo is going to have a really big impact on you, and that is your fourth house. So you see how Jupiter and Cancer, and you've got Mars and Virgo kind of overlapping that home sector, your domestic sector, family, significant other, parents, children, your ancestry, but also real estate, buying property, maybe doing renovations to the home. Mars is energy, it's passion, it's assertiveness and willpower, and it's in your fourth house. So just keep that in mind, okay? Because you share Mercury with Virgo. Remember, Mercury's ruler is, or Virgo's ruler is Mercury, just like you. All right? So a lot of thinking here as well, but Mars is that action. And you see Mars like Jupiter the weekend, but that's going to be at 2 degrees too, by the way. But it's strong. It's two inner planets. You're going to really feel that, but as soon as the week begins, okay? So again, there is something here with everything that I just said about your domestic sector, but it's amplified for you because Jupiter in Cancer natively rules that, yeah? And money. Money. But we'll talk about it in a second because, Mars is also physicality. So there is something here where you could just be really busy and active in the home space. Virgo is very health conscious. There could be something that you're shaking up with food and diet as well this week. Or I'm sorry, even the next 2 months. Jupiter in Cancer, that's your second house. And so, yeah, that's money, finances, salary, income, all of that, self-worth, self-value, but it's also food. Second house does rule food. And Virgo is diet. So there may be something here for you, okay, Gemini, when it comes to that. All right. But there is also this sense of like service to others. Some of y'all could become realtors. There's a lot here. So really use this energy. We're not going to get Mars and Virgo for like another, 2 years. All right. Let me just see something here. You actually, when Mars moves into Libra, you're going to really love that. That's going to happen in August. Now, Wednesday, June 18th, look at what's going on. Midweek, you have Jupiter square Neptune. Now, remember from your monthly forecast, Jupiter squared Saturn over the weekend, right? This is a package deal. And yes, 2 degrees, Jupiter square Neptune. It's a package deal with Jupiter square Saturn. And you see over the weekend, the Sun square Saturn and Neptune as well. And Sun square Neptune is actually going to be on the 23rd when it perfects, but you're still going to feel all of this week as well. So let's do it all in one go. All right. Do not sign anything. Yeah, this week. You may feel pressured from people. Maybe it's realtors pressuring you, or maybe neighbors, or something here. There's going to be, and we'll talk about in the second spread, the moon will conjunct the North Node in Pisces in your 10th house of career. So don't feel pressured about anything. You want to wait for the new moon next week. You do not want to sign things during a quadruple square. Trust me. So just wait things out, okay? Even if you feel like that pressure, just wait things out. Trust me, you're gonna thank me later if someone's pressuring you and you fall into that pressure and then you get trapped in this thing that you don't want, right? So just wait until the new moon when the Sun is gonna conjunct Jupiter too. All right. If there's something that you really, really want, just wait till next week. Now, Sun and Saturn squaring Neptune, it can be a little bit of a la land. Yeah. So remember, that's also another reason why you want to wait a little bit, because things could be a little bit fuzzy or foggy. Head in the clouds. That's that type of energy. All right. There may be something here with friendships for you. All right. Remember, Saturn and Neptune are in Aries in your 11th. So friendships, your squad, community, benefactors, allies, all of that. There may be something here. So the last thing is that when you have these squares, something will definitely test your belief system. It could be a circumstance. It could be a person. Definitely something around money, finances, something testing your self-worth, things that you value. And and family and home and loved ones, the foundations of your life, trust your intuition. Always be your authentic self, okay? Because with these squares, there will likely be a situation where you could be really hard on yourself, and you do not have to be, okay? A little bit of this could be overconfidence too, so just bear that in mind. This is a lot of cardinal energy, right? That leadership energy. So you are being asked to be a leader and take on that role in a brand new area in your life or a brand new circumstance, with the current thing. Just keep that in mind, okay? Avoid the, lower expressions here, because Jupiter does inflate and Saturn constricts and Neptune confuses, and you still have the sun in your sign the first half, okay? So that can be a little bit of overthinking, over-analyzing, self-doubt, maybe even too much stimulation. So use the higher expressions. With Saturn, that would be mastery of self. That would be being real with yourself. Jupiter is optimism. Jupiter is self-belief. Neptune is creativity. It's compassion, vision boards, right? So work with those energies. Spend time in nature. You've got Venus and Taurus, and you've got Mars and Virgo, 2 earth signs. Spend time in nature, be responsive, not reactive, and just center yourself. And again, it's all about being grounded and staying grounded in your authentic self. And, even asking yourself, what does my intuition tell me about this? And the other thing is, it is very okay to ask for support if you need support around this time. All right? Don't be shy, because you've got so much social, or you're gonna have to be talking with others energy, and you're Geminis anyway, but there's just definitely something this week with these squares that you can't really sit on. They're asking you to, tap into that spiritual warrior. And remember, Jupiter always brings something good out of aspects, and he's faith and wisdom, and he's exalted, so he's helping you, right? So like I said in your monthly, this is Saturn's first test, okay? And Saturn is karma. So what did I say? Wax on, wax off. Practice patience. Take those inspired actions. Everything has ripple effects. So Saturn's testing you. There's going to be some bears poking. How are you going to respond, right? Just vibrate at that high frequency of even self-love, okay? You're going to be fine. There's just definitely going to be something you needed to learn through this week. And even if it's the smallest takeaway, as in, oh, I handled that well. Okay. Now, June 18th, I think I told you this in your monthly forecast. If not, I'll just give you a very gentle, it's not even on the whiteboard. Mercury, your ruler, is going to be at 17 degrees. Okay. Remember, Mercury's in Cancer. So something from February 24th, just think about around that time, especially if it has something to do with money, income, finances, basically anything that your heart desires, because that was the day that Mars went direct at 17 degrees in Cancer. And so Mercury's picking up a vibration here. And with Mars in Cancer, there was a lot of delays. So there could be something that happens this morning, all right? Or even in the afternoon, or even the whole day. There just may be something where there is a contract finally being signed, or a conversation finally you're having it, okay? Things that Mars couldn't bring you, Mercury's picking it up now. So it's just see what happens. It could even be you finding something that you needed to find, like a letter of approval or something. Anyway, definitely has to do with money or self-worth or self-value or things that you desire, something in your physical world or food. Now, Friday, June 20th, we move into Cancer season. Happy summer. Happy winter in the southern hemisphere, but happy solstice. This is huge. And this is why I say it's one of the most important. This is the solstice. It's the time of the most light, sunlight, right? And since ancient times, we have always marked this moment. You see it in every ancient structure, Stonehenge or Giza, it didn't matter. Why? Because it was marking the season of planting to growing, So now, Cancer season, the next 4 weeks for you, is all about growth. Emotional growth and expansion. Remember, Jupiter's here. So abundance, emotional abundance, but money for you. It's your second house. And remember, everything happening this week is leading up to that new moon in Cancer in your second house next week. All right. Cancer being a water sign, a lot of emotions too. Yeah. And especially for you, it's your second house. So again, there's something here building confidence, and don't be afraid to really delve into your emotions. Around this time, Cancer is the crab, right? Lives in water, carries its home on its back. So there's that self-sufficiency, right? That cardinal energy. And for the next 4 weeks, a lot of attention on home and security, family, nurturing, emotional grounding, paternal, maternal energy. All right. But that leadership energy, resilience, Cancer's ruled by the moon. So you will feel emotions, but also a lot of heightened intuition. Go with that flow. All right. Go with the flow with the go. This is like soul nourishment, but it's new beginnings. It's the solstice. All right. And at this point, you've got Mercury, the Sun, and Jupiter in Cancer. So you have a stellium amplifying this area of your life, home and family, the foundations of your life, but also your money. But that's a big old thing here. It's big. All right. And finances, and again with a North Node in Pisces, like a lot of you are just pivoting, new jobs, starting your own businesses. There's a lot happening. Now, Sunday, we talked about the, Saturn, Neptune squares, Mars, sextile Jupiter. Remember that we don't even get this next year. The next time will be 2027. That's how rare this is. You will feel it from the beginning of the week. Mars is in Virgo. You got Jupiter in Cancer. So again, there's something here with home, the domestic scene, real estate, money, it's self-worth, self-value, all of that really amplified. And sextiles, and this is again 2 degrees, but remember this. And by the way, if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets between 0 to 2 degrees, you're really going to feel this week. But you're just the fact that you're Gemini by default, right? With the sun leaving your sign midweek at that 29 degree point, Jupiter leaving or have left right there. So even, if you're like, you're still going to feel this week. Geminis are going to feel this week. All right. Now, anyway, the other thing I was going to say is definitely home matters, but Mars is just giving you a lot of confidence and energy and drive right now into your endeavors. A lot of this will be service to others as well. A lot of this will be health matters, everything that I mentioned earlier, but there's just something here with money for y'all. And sextiles are those windows of opportunity that are opening up for you. And it's Jupiter, it's optimism and abundance and luck and inner wisdom. So really great. And if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for rising or moon, or, for your neighbor, your husband, your cat, all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and earth signs of Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and I'm going to throw in Sagittarius and Aries. I'm really going to feel this the most, but again, everyone's going to feel this. They're inner planets together. It's just, you're really going to feel it. So please use this energy. What is that drive? What's that passion? And if you know your natal chart, again, if you have any planets between 0 to 4 degrees in any of the signs I just mentioned, you're going to feel this. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Gemini, let's see what is going on for you for June 16th to the 22nd. All right. So, Gemini. There's so much more. It's really next week. Everything leading up to next week is big. I do a traditional cult across spread. Gemini offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, that we will. Secondly, there really is something here There's a lot happening. I wish I could tell. It's just one of those months where there's just so much. I think I did say this in my June astrology overview. Like I could spend an hour on every day this month. There's just so much happening, but we'll talk about the lunations. There's something really like the fact that you're going to have the moon conjunct the North Node and your 10th house of career. That's big. Anyway, okay, let's get started. Oh, Gemini. Yeah, there's going to be some change. There's going to be some change. You're going to have to, okay, here's the thing. There's got to be some big ending. Okay. I'm going to see something because let's do this. You got the King of Wands. Great. There's that leadership energy. The King of Wands is Leo. One of the things that I wanted to tell you, but I'm just like, I'll tell them next week, but I'll tell you now because you got the King of Wands who was Leo. Mars, even though Mars is leaving Leo, you had Mars in Leo for 2 months, right? Your third house, communication, writing, launching businesses, launching new things, selling things, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, education, learning, a lot of learning here, social media, internet, focus there as well. Maybe you launched a website. Anyway, you had Mars in Leo there. Mars is leaving. Mercury will be entering Leo next week. So that storyline in your life is not over, okay? But this is really great because there is a sense of like that leadership and power and passion and feeling this passion. King of Wands is the fun king. But there's something here where, yeah, you are stepping up to the plate and you're going to have fun with it. Okay. Feels really, really, really good. And it's all about doing what your heart desires. But it's almost like there's this element of like, people are seeing you in your element. People are seeing you having fun. And that's also just, that energy is already having that impact on other people, you know? But there is a sense of like, yeah, there's, you got to that, you worked hard to get to this moment. Okay. Now you got the 5 of Cups in the heart of your spread. So there is definitely something that you are going to have to let go now. It's time because look, you have the 2 of Wands in your challenge area. And so there is something that this week, like I said, with the quadruple square, I would say for months now, out with the old, in with the new. All right. So we got to let it go. We have to let it go because there's the 5 of Cups. This is all about doing some like emotional healing. You see the cups are spilled. You can't do anything about those cups. They're spilled. Are you really going to drink the wine off the, dirt? No, right? But you see 2 cups full behind him. All you got to do is pick up those cups. All you got to do is let go of the past. Leave things in the past. There's something there, all right, that you're going to have to it's time. It could be the hardest thing for you. But you don't want it anyway, okay? You have to be honest with yourself. Do you see what's happening here? And so spend that time thinking about what it is, okay? Because remember what I said, well, this Neptunian energy, it could be pushing, your 11th house is also your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. And so there's something here that may be there, all right? As well as something that has to do with, like I said, money, as well as self-worth, self-value, things that bring you a sense of like value, like I'm worth this. That could be tested. But there's something here that just has to go because you won't be able to let these new things in. And again, you want something new. You know it. You got the Fool in your crown. But yeah, with the 2 of Wands here too. So these are 2 Mars cards, all right? And Mars, remember, is all about action. Mars can come in. Mars is like a laser, right? Mars is the warrior god, okay? So there could be something, it's like big reality check this week. This, with the 2 of Wands, I'm going to show you something here. You have it in your challenge area. You see he's got the world in his hand, right? So accomplishments. He's got this great view, but you see that he's got 1 foot in the castle, 1 foot out. And you see the wands, which are your passions, your ambitions, are so invigorating. These wands are spirited. Career related is a big thing here too. Yeah, if you're here for career or profession or enterprise or anything of that. But you even see the wand. There's 1 wand in, 1 wand out as well. You see this wand bolted to the wall. Wands do not like to be bolted to the wall, especially in the challenge area. But there's something here saying you've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah, you're looking at the past. This is a week where there may be something that happens and you're going to have to see that as like, okay, that was meant to happen. I'm moving forward because I know that there is one of the best new moons of the year and the sun conjunct Jupiter in my second house. Okay. Next week where all these great things happen. You are going to have Mars conjunct the South Node anyway in July. So if you don't let go of it now, there's got to be something that's like, okay. And when it gets to July, I think it's July 19th, where it's like, this is, I'm going to look at something there because there's something that I'm picking up on too. But anyway, you got the Fool in your crown. This is that new journey. This is everything that I talked about, out with the old and with the new. This is taking those risks. It's like, you want to do that. It's all up here. It's like everything's planned, but there's something it's holding back, right? This week, you're going to figure out what it is because you got the Seven of Swords in the root of your spread. Now you can see he's also looking back. Yeah. He's also stealing the swords. This card is, it's really like, remember what I said, like facing your realities, being real with yourself. This is being honest with yourself. Are you just like deceiving yourself? Are you lying to yourself about something? Are you, with those Neptunian energies, delusion, illusion, escapism, and wishful thinking without the action, like all of that. I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying this is the lineup here. And so there's something here where it's like, we've got to look forward, to the future. And that's the thing. In your future, you do have the Three of Swords. So this is also saying there's maybe something you're going to have to let go. And it may be really hard for you to do so. All right. Because you already know what the outcome might be like. And it just might be hard. But again, out with the old, in with the new. Okay. May have something to do with relationships, by the way. I mean, cups are emotions and relationships and love. And then you got the Three of Swords here attributed to Libra, partnerships, relationships. But then at the same time, Libra rules your fifth house of like love and relation. Like, so it's, you see what's happening here. But there also looks like there's someone that may be just in the way of you. And that's the thing. Like I said, you're going to experience that this week with these squares. All right. Someone may be in the way. And it might be in Aries, but just or Aries rising or Aries moon. But anyway, there just may be something there. You recognize it, but you're not facing it. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Be your authentic self. Everything's karmically, take those inspired actions. The universe will take care of you. All right. I'm going to pull some clarifiers for you later because I'm picking up something else. I just want to see if it's, Gemini, y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Geminis, tell me what's going on. Y'all, big week for y'all. And I love y'all. All right. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Here's the thing. You do that hard work, that Saturn. Remember, it's your first test. Yeah? You get past Saturn's test, you get rewarded. Look at this. King of Cups. Okay? So, yeah, now we know there's something here that is not only like it's just like a lot of emotions are invested here. Okay? And so the best thing is that leader up. You got two kings. Yeah? So really, even the Queen of Pentacles here, that they're leaders. This is someone who leads with his heart, but he's so emotionally stable. And he's at that point, and it took a lot of like that divine energy of like compassion and creativity to get here. But you see his throne is on top of water. What did I say? Water's emotions, right? And you see that the water's a little choppy. It doesn't matter. He's a King of Cups. Nothing's going to knock him off that throne. This is you navigating the waters. I said, go with the flow with the go, but be on top of it too, right? You're going to be fine. You got that Two of Swords. There could be something here. When you get the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords is also a Libra card. It's attributed to Moon and Libra. So you're really looking at something with partnerships, relationships, one-on-one, connections. So it may be a friend Doesn't always have to be, love. It can be career. Maybe you're a boss, maybe an employee, especially with all this Virgo energy, sixth house, right? Colleagues, employees, and whatnot. There's something here. We gotta take off that blindfold. We have to face our truths. These swords are gonna get heavy, okay? And there is a sense of go at your comfort level, but there's something you really have to face this week that just may be hard. And it may be because it's something maybe ended for you and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that, or, but it may be something that you have to do too. But either way, Queen of Pentacles, really great. Remember, money is it's going to be a thing for you. All right. All year with Jupiter in Cancer. Remember, Jupiter grows, expands, and you get something right off the bat with the Jupiter Kazemi next week, the new moon in Cancer next week. But anyway, that's great. She has the resources to build the world that she wants to live in. That's you. That's what you want. But there's a sense of taking care of others in that world as well. And that's what Jupiter in Cancer is anyway. Like I said, like that home, family energy. We live in a generation where family, it doesn't always mean biological, right? My family's, they're down in Georgia. I got my other family up here in New York. You know what I mean? But that's great because there's all this like promise and intention and like, I know what I want, but there's something holding you back. You got the Four of Swords though. So very interesting. You're getting the 2, 3, 4 of Swords. So that's all the decans of Libra. Partnerships, relationships, legal matters as well. There could be something there with the courts. Even after that, full moon in Sagittarius, that, by the way, your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So you see how there's something here, okay? Something here. We've got to pay attention. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, and you're gonna be fine. That's the Four of Swords. Just take that time out, okay? Don't overthink, don't overanalyze. Like I said, with the 4 squares that involves the sun, right? As well. Take your time. Just take your time, okay? And a lot of it is up here. Don't overthink. Don't overanalyze things. Just take that risk that you need to take. That leap of faith. Calculated risk, yeah, but you've got the full abundance of the sun. There's this optimism. You see that that there's, I got to do this. All right, go within like him. All right, so I was gonna. Well, let me see how much time I have. Geminis. All right, let's clarify. Well, I want to see the 5 of Cups first. What is it that? Yeah, there. Yeah, okay. You really got to let something go. All right, so let's do that. All right, let's work on that. You're holding on to something you're not meant to hold on to. Here's the thing. If you truly believe deep down in your bones that this is worth the fight, and that's what you got to prove to Saturn, I'm going to pass this test by holding on to this one thing that I know deep down inside, then you do you, but at least take some time out, a little bit of time out. And again, ask yourself, is that real, right? Because Saturn's all about reality, right? And Neptune is illusion and delusion. And you have these squares with them. And that's why every sign is going to feel it, but in different areas. And again, for you, it would be about your future hopes, wishes, long-term group dreams, friendships and communities, as well as work and money, and partnerships, relationships, legal matters, the biggest thing. Yeah, and then the 3 of Swords. Let's see. Well, you have the Knight of Wands. So, yeah, I think... And here's the other thing. You do have the Moon conjunct Chiron, all right? We're talking about that in the second spread. As I always say, sometimes the lunations of the week are stronger than the planetary aspects, or just as strong. We have 3 conjunctions. We have the Moon conjunct Chiron this week, the Moon conjunct the North Node, okay? And the Moon conjunct Venus. And Venus in Taurus, that is your 12th house up here. Yeah? Very spiritual energy. And this is a lot of, swords where, so, but the Knight of Wands is great. And like, I don't make this up. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. So another like wink from the universe, something with partnerships, relationships, maybe marriage, maybe legal matters. Yeah. That's all that seventh house, contracts as well. So yeah, I mean, do you see how free you are after we do that healing? Just going after, knights are on a mission. They're going after what they want. And if you're not here for relationships or partnerships, it doesn't matter. It's wands. Yeah. Your ambition, like you just going after things that you're passionate about. It's like this cuts the cord here. And when you've got the moon conjunct Chiron, that's conjuncting Eris, that's a big deal. It's ripping off the Band-Aid. Yeah. All right. So on like doing some healing, I'll do one more for you, Gemini, because y'all are amazing. Let's do that Seven of Wands. There you go. You got to just there's your breakthrough. Okay. There may be some, there's definitely not, you're going to not see eye to eye with some people this week. All right. Just remember, any big things that you have to do, you got to wait. Let's just wait until you got that big portal of the Jupiter Cazimi and the new moon next week. So it is good to stand your ground. If there is something where people are pressure, like maybe someone's pressuring you, like sign this, like, no, that's when you stand your ground. Right. But again, at the root of all, you've got to trust your intuition. There may be someone in the way here, but that's you. That's your breakthrough. All right. So it really is just, you've got to follow your bliss. You're not going to, there's going to be, and you got to be honest with yourself. That's how you have that breakthrough. And then the Ace of Swords, you see the crown on the sword. You see it's the biggest sword in the deck. With great power comes great responsibility, but power, all right, the power's in your hands. Aces bring that new energy, new beginnings, new opportunities. With the swords is all about communication. That's your thing, right? So contracts, agreements right here. Also up here, mental breakthrough. Okay, so this is all moving in the direction you need to, but there's something that may be hard for you to, yeah, you got to do it. That's what Saturn's saying. Like, let's do this so we can, that's your karma, and you're cashing in your karma points. Anyway, Gemini, y'all are amazing. This is definitely going to be a big week, but you see, it's all about moving forward. That's all it is. That's really special. Last thing I'm going to tell you, the Ace of Swords, by the way, you see the olive branch here. So even if it is not seeing eye to eye about something or holding on to something from the past, and remember, the South Node is going to come up. It's going to be a thing. People from the past. But yeah, there's making up with them. You got to move forward. You got to move forward, and you'll see how everything just opens up for you next week. And I love Mars sextile Jupiter, so I want you to use that energy anyway, taking that action, just going after you're blessed. Jupiter is blessing you, man. Just take that time. There's a lot going on up here. Gemini, y'all are amazing. Second spread, by the way. Oh, and next week, just don't forget. It's huge. It's not even just that. It's like we have the Sun sextile Mars. We have Mercury sextile Uranus. And remember that new moon in Cancer, one of the best, right? And we just came out of that full moon. That's why this week is so pivotal. You're between the full moon, one of the biggest full moons, one of the biggest new moons. Big week of like transformation, transition from one to the other. But anyway, the second spread, I told you, we got 3 conjunctions and one that we haven't had in a year. That's one of the best lunations, and we won't have it for another year. So anyway, tier 3 members, really good legendary members. You know where to find the link. Gemini, y'all are amazing. All right, I will see you. And anyone's welcome to join. I'll see you next week. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.